Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hill. Welcome to the Strong Roots podcast. We are doing this so that you can build a firm foundation in your faith and also a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. We are so excited that you're tuning into this series and we cannot wait to see what God does through you. Welcome back to our podcast, Now What? We are in the second episode and we're talking all about crossing the line of faith. And I'm here with Morgan and we're going to be asking her what it was like after she crossed that line of faith and even during when she was crossing that line of faith. So I'm so excited to be here with you.
Me too. Right.
So, what was keeping you from giving your life to Jesus?
I think a lot of people can relate to this. I'm a control freak. And even if you're not, I'm not a control freak, and that was the biggest thing, that sense of control, what if I lose control of my life when I give my life to Christ? And then I had this moment, girl, you're a hot mess. You have no control over your life as it is. You think you do. It's like a false sense of security. But that was really it. That barrier in my mind, the little control that I thought I had over my life was really the biggest hold back.
What, I know you just said what kept you from it, you kind of realized you're a hot mess, but what was the thought, the moment where you're like, okay, I'm done controlling,
That was all you, boo.
But what did I say?
You said, so we were sitting there at dinner and I was telling you my life story and you were like, okay, can I just be honest with you? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm an open book.
Yeah.
And I was like, you were like, you're not all in. Look at all these good things that God is doing for you and fighting hard for you, but you're not all in. And this isn't gonna work. Nothing is going to progress beyond this point if you don't go all in. And I had just felt like I had hit a wall and I was praying I was checking all the boxes. I was going to church. I was a member of life group. I had my friends that I consulted with, but there was just still something missing.
Yeah.
And I had done everything I could have done on my own. And really, which, I was so lost. Yeah. And I didn't realize it. And then you called me out on it. And I was like, you're right.
Was that a good moment, scary moment?
Terrifying. I was part of me wanted to just get up and leave and go back to my comfortable life, but then there was that part of me that was that is the next step. Jump. Yes. I had to jump. Yes. I had to jump. That was my word. And I had to jump. And so I was like, yes. And it's pushing through that fear and pushing through that hesitance and is this, because it is the next step. I promise you, on everything that's in me, that is the next step, that you have to push through that fear.
Yep.
And you have to let your faith be stronger than your fear and move forward. And so worth it. Yeah. So worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So good. Okay. So now that you've crossed the line, right?
Crossing the line.
Of faith, how has your perspective changed?
It's a heart shift.
Ooh.
It is a heart shift. There's a huge difference in living your life for God and for Christ. And you're on the right track when you're doing that, but there's a huge crossover and just letting Christ live your life through you. Huge perspective shift. And now you look at everything as why is this happening? Why is my schedule getting all jacked up? Why is this person being mean to me? Why is this? Why? It's more of a, how is this going to shape me? How is this going to sharpen me? What is God using this for? And it backpedals you. Instead of trying to bull through it and push through it on your own accord, you're able to step back and say, all right, well, let God be God and let him figure out how this is going to work for you. Because it is going to be for your good. It is going to be for his glory. You just have, it's less of a doing and more of a being.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's surreal, isn't it?
It is crazy. I wish everybody in this podcast could have known me when I was a hot mess and be like, wow, God did that.
Yes. Can you imagine, even though a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. But I'm not special. Anybody else can do this too. All you have to do is just say, you know what? Yes, Jesus, take the wheel. Take my life. Come into my heart. Instead of just being that pal on your shoulder that tells you what to do, it needs to be in.
Yep. Absolutely. So, if you could, what would you tell yourself on the other side of the line of faith? What would you tell yourself?
What you said. You said it's the hardest easy decision, and the only regret you have is you wish you would have done it sooner. But God will use whatever is in the past. And I had this there's that like secular song, Rascal Flatts, like God bless the broken road, and that's meant to like be singing about your significant other. But I feel that way about Jesus, like. I wish that I could have the time I lost and give it back to you, like to Jesus. But that being said, all that stuff is going to be used in the end. Like all the stuff that I'm doing now is as a direct result of God just taking that broken mess and using it to be on the other side. Yep. So yeah, I wish I could tell myself like all the good that's going to be coming from this, but like unfortunately I had you to be like, psst.
What do you want to tell people that are on the other side watching this right now? Like, what do you want to say?
Give your life to Christ. Come on over. Come on over. There's pizza. There's pizza. No, I have to tell this story too. Okay, I have to tell the story. Yeah. So I like wandered into First Church. Like nobody invited me. Nobody told me to come. Nobody said this is a great church. Come on down. Yeah. I just always went to Sandy Pines and had dinner. And my best friend was in town. Huge believer. She was the one of those people that was like, come on, when are you gonna come on over to the other side? Yeah. And we were driving to Sandy Pines. I was like, all right, we're gonna go to the 6 p.m. service because we had a horse show that morning. We were gonna go to the 6 p.m. service, and then we were gonna go to Sandy Pines. Okay. And as soon as you and John were like on stage, I'm like, I like these people. they are on my level. And I like nudged Lydia, and I was like, dude. All I need is like some kind of reference to pizza during the sermon, and I'm sold. So anybody that comes to 6 p.m. service knows that there's free pizza after every service. So like imagine how I was losing it. I was losing my mind when that moment when Pastor John's like, P.S. there's pizza. I'm like, Jesus, I said it. I said I needed a reference to pizza, and you gave me actual pizza? Yeah. All right, I'm joining this church. I said it, and I'm following through with it. But no, in all seriousness, I know I kid around a lot, but in all seriousness, like, there's so much good for you. And it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And it's going to be easy to make that decision. Just do it, and then, you got to. Yep. You got to.
Mm-hmm. Come on over.
Come on over. We got pizza. Apparently there's donuts, but I never come to the morning service. I know, I gotta do it. Yeah. I gotta do it. I gotta get the donuts in there too.
Yeah, it's okay. Last question, okay? Do you wish your story was different?
No. Why? No, because there's so much that God's using to this moment, this right here. I wouldn't be doing this if my story was any different. And like, how can I regret that? How can I? No, I don't. Because all the stuff that I've gone through, like I said earlier, I know God's going to use that, and there's just no way I would want it to be any different.
What do you want to say to the person who wishes their story was different?
You have to be at peace. You have to ask God for that peace in your story, and ask Him to show you how it's going to pan out for Him and for you, because you can't have any regrets. You can't have any regrets. No, God's not about that life. He wants you to have that sense of peace. Because for a little bit, I was like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done this. And I did have a moment or 2 or 5 where I wished it would have been different, or I wish I hadn't done what I had done. But ultimately, everything that you did do is just bringing you closer to God in one way or another. If you just like have that faith to ask Him and ask Him to change your heart, like pray about it for sure. Pray about it.
I couldn't agree with you more. So thank you,
of course,
for doing this again. And
thanks for picking my brain. Allow me to get lit for the Lord.
Yes. And thank you guys. We cannot wait for you to join us next time. We're going to be talking about getting your Bible reading on.
Oh, this is my fave.
Yes.
You thought I got lit today.
Yes. So please join us next time. Can't wait to see you then.